Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Towards the sect leader True Yang Emperor before him, Luo Feng was filled with gratitude. Back when I first came to Primal Chaos City, I was simply a small figure. True Yang's one pointer allowed me to walk the most correct path. Maybe to him it was a casual pointer, but to me, it probably affected my next trillion years of training. Luo Feng bowed respectfully, according to Primal Chaos City customs, with over 1,000 other warriors looking at him. He shouted respectfully, "I earnestly request to become a disciple of yours. I earnestly request to become a disciple of yours." The sound resounded throughout the plaza. Over 1,000 warriors all looked at True Yang Emperor. Will he accept? Haha, True Yang Emperor looked at Luo Feng and laughed carefreely. From today, you'll be a disciple of I, True Yang Emperor. There was chaos below. Follow me. True Yang stood up and took Luo Feng along with the rest of his disciples. What? True Yang really accepted Luo Feng as his disciple? A handsome Jiu Sai Luo frowned. Right now both Luo Feng and Bolin have sect leader Undyings as their teachers. And Rong Jun, he has a universe country leader as his teacher. They were already leading ahead. With a teacher giving help now, their improvement will be even more shocking. Jiu Sai Luo gritted his teeth. I have to grasp my time and quickly pass the third level, that way I can find a teacher. Madman, he really cannot be undermined. In the training grounds, covered in perspiration, Rong Jun said softly, my opponent is not just Bolin, but Luo Feng as well. Damn. True Yang really accepted him. The Manka Prince Wuka could only roar softly, then return to working hard. Even after passing the third level, those undying sect leaders hardly ever accepted either. These old weird things mostly existed for over 1 trillion years. It usually was a long while before they truly accepted a disciple. As time flowed, these geniuses never let up for a moment, especially with a large amount of targets and goals to chase before them. These geniuses improved with shocking speed. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. In the 13th year after they arrived in Primal Chaos City, Rong Jun passed the 3rd level. In the 19th year, Luo Feng passed the 4th level, and on that day Bolin too passed the 5th level. The two far exceeded everybody else. That day, it spurred Rong Jun and many others to give it a shot, however none succeeded. In the 21st year, Wuka passed the 3rd level. In the 25th year, Long Yun and Jiolai Shi passed the 3rd level. In the 28th year, Qian Shui passed the 3rd level. In the blink of an eye, 30 years had passed. Within Primal Chaos City, True Yang Emperor's mansion. Luo Feng, there's only 10 days before you have to leave Primal Chaos City. True Yang laughed as he looked at Luo Feng. After leaving, if you meet any hard questions while training, you can ask me. As for other world matters, I hope you can settle them yourselves. Unless you really meet something that you have no way to solve, come look for me, understood? Yes, teacher. Still dressed in a dark red armor, the black short-haired youth stood there. Even though compared to True Yang and the others he was skinny and small. However, that suppressed fierce intrepid energy he emanated made hearts tremble. Compared to 30 years ago when he first came, he was no longer as young and tender. There was a fierce toughness. It was one that stemmed from comprehending the universe origin laws, one that formed from melding that comprehension deep within one's bones, a special aura. True Yang nodded his head satisfied. He was extremely satisfied with this student. Go on. True Yang smiled. Luo Feng knelt down hard, causing True Yang Emperor to shake his head and laugh. Stand up. Thank you, teacher, for the 20 years of guidance. Luo Feng remained kneeling. Your disciple will not let you down. Within, Luo Feng was filled with gratitude. This huge golden fur warrior that looked like a golden ape-man, even though his position was extremely high, he was usually very sincere and close to his disciples. 20 years. How long has Luo Feng been living? Even though he was grateful towards his teacher, Huyang Bo from the Yunmo planet, they never really interacted. However, in Primal Chaos City, he had been interacting with True Yang Emperor for 20 years. That teacher-student relationship had naturally become deep. Ha, won't disappoint me. True Yang rubbed the fur on his chin, laughing. My first goal for you is to enter the Primal Secret region. The second goal is to become an Undying and getting the title Emperor. Understood? Yes. Luo Feng answered firmly, resonating loudly. Ha, over countless years, I've had close to 100 disciples, yet only your third senior has ever truly immediately become undying and later becoming an emperor. Tru Yang laughed, his eyes squinting. Now it's up to you. Luo Feng was very clear. His teacher had a total of 92 disciples, 23 had already fallen, and the number following him in Primal Chaos City was only 35. Some had the title official. Only one had become emperor, that was the third senior, called Tai Jun, an absolute warrior from the Nakaman clan. He had become a disciple a very long time ago. His teacher had existed for over 1 trillion years. To be able to be called the third senior, that was definitely one that he accepted in the previous 100 million years. Currently this senior was the idol amongst the group of disciples. Tai Jun, with his title Bloodthirsty Emperor. In terms of reputation, he was even more prominent than his teacher Tru Yang. Of course his teacher was a being close to a universe country leader. In terms of strength he was still stronger. Go on, go on. Tru Yang smiled and waved his hand. Yes. Luo Feng got up to leave. Walking out of his teacher's mansion, he turned to look, feeling bittersweet within. The last time was leaving Earth, this time it's leaving my teacher. Luo Feng shook his head. You are still young, when you've trained for 10 million years, you'll get used to it. In his mind Barbata's voice resounded. All right, Luo Feng frowned, training for 10 million years is a thing for the future. Right now, I haven't even lived for 100 years, there's no need to talk about such faraway matters. Walking along the alley. Luo Feng sighed. 30 years. In a flash, it's over. Luo Feng was happy within. I'm already much stronger than when I came. His earth body, as he hadn't been training it, remained at universe level 1. However, the moment he leaves Primal Chaos City, he could use the life pool and easily reach universe level 9. As he didn't have any bottleneck, he could easily break through straight to Domain Lord. The Mosha clan was the same level as the Golden Horned Beast. Before coming to the Primal Universe, Luo Feng had already prepared a large amount of required metals for the Domain Lord level, hence it maintained its normal evolution speed. A total of 30 years in Primal Chaos City. A little more than 10 years ago, it broke through to Domain Lord level 1. And Domain Lord level 1 to 3 required 150 years. 4 to 6 required 600 years. 7 to 9 required 3,600 years. Domain Lord level 9 breaking through to Sector Lord required about 5,000 years. Using the optimum metal groups, during the Domain Lord level could at most raise its evolution efficiency by 52 times. It had been 20 years in Primal Chaos City, meaning its normal evolution had been going on for over 1,000 years. Hence, the current Golden Horned Beast and Mosha clan had both reached Domain Lord level 6. If I go to the life pool and evolve to universe level 9, I have to stop there. If I break through to Domain Lord, Luo Feng thought, that would be troublesome. In theory, the moment I'm Domain Lord level 1 I can rise straight to Domain Lord level 9. However, I'm different from others, my growth is limited by the internal world. Since his internal world was Domain Lord level 6, then there was no bottleneck before then. However, if the internal world didn't grow, his body's soul had no way to grow at all. When the Golden Horned Beast and Mosha clan both reached Domain Lord level 9, then I'll make my human body rise to Domain Lord level 9. Luo Feng thought. In Primal Chaos City, my biggest improvement is in the comprehension of the origin laws. Luo Feng exclaimed. Studying the 9 Universe Tablet, plus the teachings of his teacher Tru Yang Emperor, along with the study of floating blood, his improvement was indeed huge. 10 years ago, he had completely comprehended Floating Blood's first blade form. The beginning was the toughest, with experience and his teacher's pointers. What's more, the 108 blade forms were the most compatible with the Raindrop Pictures' 9 blade forms, hence with 3 years of work, Luo Feng had comprehended the second blade form and after another 3, finished the third. The further he got, the higher the efficiency. In the 28th year of being in Primal Chaos City, Luo Feng had comprehended the 9th blade form. At this point, the 9 Universe Tablets Raindrop Picture didn't hold much mystery at all to Luo Feng anymore, he had completely comprehended it. The 1st of September forms were easy. The middle 27 however were much harder, much less the final 72. Now that it was about time to leave Primal Chaos City soon, Luo Feng hadn't even comprehended the 10th blade form. Even though I haven't finished the 10th, the second drizzle picture, I've had great improvements over these 3 years. Luo Feng thought, there's another 10 days before I leave, before that I'll try the heavenly bridge one more time, and see if I can pass the 5th level. If I pass, I'll get another chance to study the tablet. With that final study chance, I'll be able to absorb it slowly after I leave. A large fish was flying in that unstable universe between the primal and actual universe. Within this large fish, Sir Knight, of the 1,000 geniuses from this batch, there are 816 still surviving. Dressed in jasper armor was Jade Emperor, who was bowing. She continued, of which the most exceptional is Bolin, he's already past the 5th level currently. Next is Luo Feng, he's past the 4th. The next 5 have all passed the 3rd level. The most shocking of the group is Luo Feng. In his 19th year, he already passed the 4th level, far exceeding the others. He is the closest to Bolin. The other 10 Undyings all reacted, but remained respectful. Nine-Blade Knight, however, sat in the throne and listened, nodding, saying softly, Bolin. Luo Feng. Rumble. The ship continued advancing. Nine-Blade Knight sat in the ship headed to Primal Chaos City. He was prepared to receive Luo Feng's batch back into the actual universe. Congratulations, Mrs. Luo. The middle-aged lady smiled and extended her arm. Shaking hands is a formality of Earth right. Thank you, thank you. Shushin fought hard to suppress her excitement as she shook her hand, however her eyes were already filling with tears of joy. Her hard work was all for this day. Finally, they managed to reach it just in the nick of time. Mrs. Luo. Bureau Chief Bo Ti smiled. According to the half-year report, Pinghai Company's current capital value is at 100,012 mixed elements. According to our levels given to the companies under the Virtual Universe Company, Pinghai Company's capital has already reached the 2nd tier level, hence, I will immediately request, within a day, for the changes within Pinghai Company. Mrs. Luo, you too will be rewarded with the respective power. Yes. The silver-haired, green-eyed lady nodded. In a while, the main department will send people over to arrange matters for Mrs. Luo to enter the core. Congratulations, congrats. Bureau Chief Bo Ti laughed loudly. Mrs. Luo, you've entered the core level as a last phase member. Mr. Luo is in the core absolute beginning region. Husband and wife have both entered the core of the Virtual Universe Company. This is definitely a fairy tale. Shushin could barely contain her excitement and joy. Thanks, my company has already prepared a banquet for everybody, Shushin said. Mrs. Luo. The silver-haired, green-eyed lady shook her head and smiled. I need to leave immediately to report the results back to the management. Also request for your company's rise in tier, hence I won't be staying. Yes, the change in tier of a company is extremely important. We do not dare to stay. Bureau Chief Bo Ti said too. After a while, the group from the Virtual Universe Company left quickly. Only Shushin and her helper were left. Big Sister Shu, Big Sister Shu. The short-haired lady cheered excitedly. We did it, we've succeeded, truly, we really did it before Mr. Luo Feng returned. We've made the company huge, becoming a 2nd-tier company. My God, this is simply unbelievable, too unbelievable. Shushin nodded, her face filled with excitement. As long as we work hard, we can do anything. We did it. We really did it. Shushin turned, looking out through the huge glass window. In it showed her reflection. Compared to the time when the swallowing beast incident happened on Earth, her appearance hadn't changed at all. Still as beautiful, her figure still slim. Over the 100 years of change, she hardly ever got this excited anymore. At this time, however, the lady reflected in that full-sized window was almost like a teenage girl falling in love for the first time, filled with excitement and anticipation. I don't know just what expression he will have when he meets me in Yuseong Mountain, Shushin said softly, her eyes filled with anticipation. When Luo Feng was in Primal Chaos City close to 20 years, 60 years had already passed in the actual universe. Over 60 years, Shushin had turned the initial 30,000 mixed elements from their merger into a huge corporation. Over 60 years, raising it to over 100,000 mixed elements. There was Luo Hua's work in it too, however Shushin as the main person in charge, and had played a critical role. Over 60 years, earning over 60,000 mixed elements. This speed of profits, even the master of the Yunmo planet couldn't compare. Of course the only reason Shushin was able to do such a thing, was because she had the initial capital to begin with. As Luo Feng had given large amounts of wealth to his younger brother and wife, making Pinghai Company's initial formation already having a value of 600 mixed elements. 600 mixed elements. It was comparable to a wealthy sector lord, even a poorer Undying. This level of wealth, even the Black Dragon Mountain Empire Emperor couldn't fork out such a sum immediately. The starting capital was huge. Naturally, the scale of their operations started big. If one began a new company with only $100 million, that's considered extremely wealthy in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. That little bit of capital could at most buy a few hundred life planets. However, after 10 million years of struggle, increasing their wealth by 10,000 times, that would only be $1 trillion, simply one mixed element. Hence the starting capital was very important. Due to Luo Feng, Ping Hai's starting capital was close to 600 mixed elements, and later due to Xu Xin's leadership and skills, Luo Hua's investment abilities, they grew on a very large, but difficult scale. Through this virtuous cycle, they attracted the virtual universe company's investment, allowing their scale to take another huge jump and advance forward. Finally, 100 years of time, Ping Hai Company's net capital finally exceeded 100,000 mixed elements. This was a huge sum that would make many undyings hold their breaths. Primal Chaos City. The energies revolved. Luo Feng sat crossed-legged in his own training quarters balcony. On the other balconies too were warriors either standing or sitting. With a glance, tens of thousands of warriors were treasuring their time and looking at the skies. Those visible origin laws almost like gears revolving. They glanced at them before returning to train. And Luo Feng, even though it looked like he was studying, in truth his consciousness had entered the virtual universe training grounds and was going through simulations. The 9 Universe Tablet secret room will open again tomorrow afternoon for another batch of warriors to enter. Luo Feng had checked earlier. Then I'll go to the Heavenly Bridge again tomorrow. As for now, it's my last chance to train, putting together everything I've learnt over these past years, raising the power of the Nanshan armament to its limit. Studying was very important. Unleashing what one studied was important too. On the balcony, Luo Feng opened his eyes. Come meet me now. A voice immediately resounded within his mind. Come meet me now. Come meet me now. Come meet me now. The sound reverberated time again, causing the surviving 816 geniuses of the initial 1,000 to stop their training. It's the night. Luo Feng immediately rushed into the sky. From the vast wastelands, from the different corners of Primal Chaos City, silhouettes rushed into the sky. A total of over 900 silhouettes headed towards the same direction. In the skies of the city, a dark blue fish that was a 1,000-meter long, almost like a strange beast waving its tail, broke through the condensed primal chaos space and flew over. That powerful energy that made people submit emitted from within that blue fish ship. The cabin door opened and 10 silhouettes flew out. Leading them was a green armored purple-scaled man. The large fish that was floating in mid-air immediately vanished. At this time, Luo Feng and the rest of the 816 geniuses, and close to 100 undyings, had already gathered in the air above, respectfully waiting. Greetings, Knight. A group of undyings bowed. Greetings, Knight. Luo Feng and the vast group of geniuses, too, bowed respectfully in mid-air. A snort, just that sound alone, fell like a heavy hammer on the group's hearts. The green armored purple-scaled man was like a god, coldly gazing down on the floating group, and the tens of thousands of warriors in Primal Chaos City could all feel that pressure, not daring to look at him. Terrifying. Luo Feng couldn't help but feel cold sweat bead down his forehead. It was almost like an ant being stared at by a huge and powerful dragon. I didn't expect the knight's rage to be so terrifying. Luo Feng held his breath. Back then we first met the 9-Blade Knight in the virtual universe. Maybe the virtual universe network could at most hold some of his consciousness, hence his pressure wasn't that strong. When he came the last time, he controlled his aura too. I didn't expect that simply letting it out a little. Silence. Close to 100 undyings, and over 800 geniuses didn't dare make a sound. Primal Chaos City is the safest place we've arranged for you all. The green armored purple-scaled man stood in mid-air, almost like a god, surveying the group below him, and 1/5 of the 1,000 died here. It's very disappointing. Silence. In the air above the city, Luo Feng and the group could only listen obediently and not make a sound. There's still 10 days before you have to leave Primal Chaos City. The man said coldly. When that happens, you'll discover that it won't be as safe as before. If you can lose 1/5 of the group in such a safe place like Primal Chaos City, then when you return to the actual universe, I fear that within 100 years, only 500 of you will be left. Grasp your final 10 days. Whoever needs to try the Heavenly Bridge, go ahead. Whoever needs to study the tablets, go ahead. When you leave Primal Chaos City, it'll be a long time before you ever return here again. The green armored purple-scaled man waved his hand and ordered, go. Yes. The large group replied. With that the group dispersed and headed in all directions in the city. The pressure exerted by the knight was simply too much. The green-robed purple-scaled man took a stride and vanished immediately from the skies above Primal Chaos City, appearing in a desolate area's huge mansion that was enormous, but yet plain and simple. This mansion had a completely black door. Ha ha, it's rare a good friend pays me a visit. With a laugh, the black door automatically opened. A three-eyed old man dressed in what seemed like a sackcloth walked out. This old man was the guardian of the Primal Chaos tablets, the one that had 52 clones, Kandeli. It's been a while, hence I came to see you. Nine-Blade Knight was smiling. The two walked side by side into the living room of the mansion, sitting facing each other. The three-eyed old man smiled and poured some wine. Nine-Blade, you wouldn't look for me here without a reason. Speak, what's the matter? Ha ha, then I'll be direct. Nine-Blade Knight smiled. We just discovered a new universe secret area. From our calculations, it belongs to an extremely high level. The three-eyed old man's eyes gleamed. Universe secret areas. They were naturally formed phenomenon that occur while the vast universe was changing. Through its normal change, stars and planets of the sorts were usually formed. However, under special circumstances, mystical universe secret areas, as big as the Black Dragon Mountain starfield may appear. The actual universe was known as the most vast and ancient universe. The secret areas within the universe secret areas have different levels of dangers. The treasures within two differed. However, normally even the lousiest of new secret areas required at least Sector Lord level to explore. How high? The three-eyed old man asked curiously. Anything below Knight would most certainly die if they entered. Nine-Blade Knight smiled. Those Emperor Knights, their chances of survival are extremely low. Ah? Interesting. The three-eyed old man's heart jumped. Within the actual universe, there were very few things left that could harm an undying. A secret area that could make anything below a knight die as they go in. Then the secret area must be terrifying. However, the more terrifying it was, it also meant that it was easier to get universe treasures within, treasures that would excite even the knights. It's been discovered not too long ago. We wouldn't invite anyone we didn't trust. I came personally this time to invite you. Nine-Blade Knight looked at the three-eyed old man. Kandeli, will you go? Kandeli hesitated. Anyway, your clones can protect the Primal Chaos tablets. What's more, there's the city leader here. There's no danger here at all. Nine-Blade shook his head. And the Primal Universe is only a small universe that's still evolving, not even 10 millionth of our actual universe. Our actual universe is the true center. It has been tens of thousands of eras since you've left. It's time to go explore. There might be some huge discovery. The three-eyed old man's eyes gleamed. When you gather, inform me. The three-eyed old man looked at Nine-Blade Knight. Ha ha, with you, we'll have a much bigger guarantee. Nine-Blade Knight laughed. Kandeli was an ancient being within the universe. His power was absolute. All the absolute warriors and races call him Primal Chaos City's guardian. This name resounded even more than Nine-Blade Knight's reputation. And his cloning was the move that gained the most reputation. His cloning was simply splitting part of himself to undyings. Producing a clone was simple. However, Kandeli wasn't the same. Every clone he produced had about 60% strength of the original. Hence, in times of danger, using them to explore and scout was the safest option. Even if a clone was destroyed, it didn't affect Kandeli much. Kandeli, Nine-Blade Knight, these two absolute beings, chatted for a while. Suddenly Nine-Blade Knight frowned. What's the matter? Kandeli frowned too. Small matter. Nine-Blade smiled indifferently. Our newest batch of genius punks, the Rong Jun, who was accepted as Yuan Chen country leader's disciple, just passed the 4th level of the Heavenly Bridge. 4th level. Not bad at all. Kandeli complimented. New batches from the genius competitions coming to Primal Chaos City. It's extremely rare for any of them even past the 4th. Plus Rong Jun, this batch already has 3. Bolin, Luo Feng and Rong Jun. Nine-Blade Knight revealed a smile. These 3 punks are very exceptional. They may eventually become your right and left arms. Kandeli said. Nine-Blade laughed. On a balcony of a training quarter. What? Luo Feng, who was originally sitting crossed-legged with his eyes closed, stood up and frowned. Rong Jun passed the 4th level. Rong Jun had passed the 3rd level in the 13th year of coming to Primal Chaos City. However, every 3 levels was a threshold. From the 3rd to 4th level was extremely difficult. Whether it was Bolin or himself, they all took a while before passing the 4th level. He's passed the 4th, then right now. Luo Feng's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. I'll go try the 5th level now. Mental state and emotions too could affect one's battle abilities. Luo Feng was currently filled with fighting spirit, following which he immediately headed towards the heavenly bridge. Rong Jun passed the 4th level. Another 4th level. The other geniuses almost simultaneously received the news. Virtual Universe Heavenly Bridge. In the center of the beautiful island, silhouettes appeared. So many people. The moment Luo Feng appeared, he saw in the surroundings there were already over 20 youths, and more were still appearing. Obviously the over 800 geniuses all wanted to give it a shot before leaving Primal Chaos City. Rong Jun's breakthrough had spurred everybody to come give it a shot. Luo Feng, there's someone on the 9 Universe Bridge currently, you'll be next. The black-robed watchman Bevan smiled. Wuka, the huge axe bridge has someone, you'll be next. Watchman Bevan was arranging the order for everybody. Some of them, however, could attempt straight away. Luo Feng, you are here to try. Wuka stood beside Luo Feng muttering, you are already leading by so much. Rong Jun has caught up too, I cannot relax. Luo Feng smiled. HM. Luo Feng and Wuka spotted a silhouette that just appeared beside, still in the same white robe, carrying that blood blade. Death God Bolan. He's here too. Luo Feng frowned. That white-robed youth spotted Luo Feng and nodded at him, saying softly, Luo Feng. Bolan. Luo Feng's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. Around them over 100 geniuses had already gathered. These geniuses all looked at Luo Feng and Bolan and discussed softly. The two have met again. The last time Luo Feng passed the 4th level and Bolan passed the 5th. Will the two of them pass again today? The heavenly bridge isn't so easy. However, amongst our batch, the only one able to match up to Bolan is Luo Feng. Luo Feng and Bolan only glanced at each other without speaking, however within they were feeling competitive. Luo Feng, you can enter the 9 Universe Bridge. Watchman Bevan said, Bolan, the Universe Bridge has someone, you'll be the one after the next person. Luo Feng glanced at Bolan and Bolan glanced back. Luo Feng became a beam of light, and flew straight into the distant 9 Universe Bridge. 9 Universe Heavenly Bridge. The first 3 levels were shrouded in mist. The 4th and 5th levels were shrouded in squall. Reaching the peak, the 5th level's distance from the ocean was extremely high. One could only see the mad winds from the 4th level amidst the darkness, not even the ocean. 5th level. Luo Feng stood on the bridge looking at the tornado ahead. That continuous tornado let out a sound. Choose fighter, controller, hypnotist, choose one, defeat your opponent and you can proceed to the 6th level. Controller. Luo Feng didn't even hesitate. From the tornado a silver-armored silhouette swiftly flew out, wearing a silver mask. The skinny man stood on a dark cloud shuttle carrying a dark golden long rod. His weapons etc. were still similar to Luo Feng's. Coming to try the 5th level at universe level, you must be very confident. The silver-armored man sneered, take out all your strength, otherwise once I attack you won't even be able to defend. Arrogant punk. Luo Feng stood on the dark cloud shuttle coldly gazing at the silver-armored man before the tornado. The dark golden long rod behind him swiftly shot out gold beams of light that covered the sky. Large amounts of little golden blades floated before Luo Feng, countless threads weaving through them. Every little blade kept a small distance between each other. On each the complex engravings shot out more golden thread. A total of 1,600 little golden blades, shooting out gold origin lore-infused golden threads that weaved and connected, swiftly forming together a blurry huge totem pillar. Nanshan Armament's 4th level. Optimum power. The totem pillar floated before Luo Feng. Only the 4th level. The silver-clothed man smiled coldly. To be able to use the 4th level of the Nanshan armament at universe level is very impressive, however, to pass the 5th level, that's just a dream. Rumble. While speaking, the golden long rod on his back was like a secret weapon shooting in all directions large amounts of golden light. In an instant, almost like a glaring sun itself, countless golden lights swiftly condensed, every 81 of them forming one golden blade, a total of 36 true golden blades that were 1 kai long, all floating before him. 36 golden blades fused together, large amounts of golden threads weaving and linking them. A 3m long dark golden blade, almost like a true golden blade, one couldn't even see any slits between. Without careful examination, one couldn't even see the golden threads in between. This huge blade floated before the silver-armored man. Nanshan Armament's 5th level, Space Slicer. 5th level. Luo Feng thought, So it's that way. This 5th level opponent uses the 5th level of the Nan Shan armament. Right now my grasp of the drizzle picture and comprehension of the gold origin laws still cannot produce the 5th level of the Nan Shan armament. However, the first picture, the raindrop picture, I've completely seen through the 9 wonders, fusing the 9 into one body. My totem pillar is much stronger than any other totem pillar. Luo Feng very clearly remembered. Back when he first attempted the first level, his heaven-piercing blade was defeated by the opponent's 3 blades into one. This meant one thing. It didn't mean that the higher the level, the higher the strength and power. Go and die. The silver-armored man coldly gazed at Luo Feng. The 3-meter-long dark golden long blade immediately tore through the sky and became a gold blur. Rumble, the totem pillar began to roll. I'll make you understand that the 5th level of the Nan Shan armament isn't necessarily stronger than the 4th. Luo Feng thought within, standing on the dark cloud shuttle, the gold blur was already piercing towards him from the distance. Luo Feng however had long shot out what seemed like a golden energy ball that wrapped around the totem pillar. Rumble, the totem pillar rolled, and while it seemed slow, however in an instant it blocked the gold blur. He actually blocked it. Slice through it. The silver-armored man in the distance gazed coldly. The dark golden long blade was like lightning immediately piercing the totem pillar. With a loud clash, the surface of totem pillar shook violently. The spot where it sliced had broken golden threads. Little golden blades began to float up. Rejoin. With a thought, the floating little golden blades immediately re-entered the totem pillar. The law-infused golden threads weaved through them and the totem pillar was once again formed. What a powerful space slicer, indeed the 5th level. Luo Feng was shocked within. He didn't just specialize in studying the space laws. His golden horned beast had never relaxed once on studying the gold origin laws. Gold itself was an immovable and solid law, making the totem pillar extremely hard to destroy. He didn't expect the first clash alone to actually cause the totem pillar to partially crumble. Ha ha, the distant silver-armored man's eyes were filled with disdain, laughing loudly. Punk. Trying to attempt the 5th level at universe level, stop dreaming. Go back and train for another 1,000 years. The dark golden long blade once again pierced through the sky. Luo Feng's expression grew cold. 9-thread loop. Rumble, the totem pillar rolled in mid-air, almost like a giant grabbing the totem pillar and swinging it forward. The totem pillar once again clashed against the golden blade that tried to dodge it. With a loud clash, the golden blur was knocked back and the totem pillar only slightly shaken. The silver-armored man's expression changed. He blocked it again. Part 1 end here.